I proudly describe our group as an eclectic bunch because really, I think we're one of the most diverse grassroots organizations because our youngest member is still in high school and our oldest member is over 70. But together, we come from all different parts of London. Our upbringings are all different. Some of us are migrants, some of us are native to Canada. But we work together and we share different perspectives, and so we do represent the diversity, inclusivity part of, and racial part of the award. But I also want, I'm not going to talk much, I want you guys to share with them what we do and why we're up here.
So from my perspective, every month we have some sort of community conversation about a topic that's relevant to either London or the larger world. Some of the things that we mentioned, we did racism, accessibility. Just last night we had one on the justice system and youth. So we come together as a steering committee, decide what our topics are going to be for that year, and every month we have a candid conversation. Community members just kind of give their opinions about what they feel. So.
You said it all. But mostly we create a safe space, like it's a space where people can talk about their feelings and what's happening to them, but with respect to others. It's not a place to air out and just, kind of get into it, but it really to feel safe and communicating it the way you feel, and that it is, everybody is welcome and we're very inclusive.
I would just say it's about continuing discussions, and it sounds like all the groups that have assembled today are about continuing to discuss things that are sometimes difficult to get past, and using our creativity to make that happen.
So one of the things too I want to acknowledge is we couldn't exist. It is truly a community effort because we couldn't exist. I couldn't do what I do because I share my strengths, but they all have different strengths. Charles and his wife Carolyn co-edited a newsletter, community newsletter that is usually used as a reference tool for some of our conversations. And a lot of work and time goes into that. We couldn't do these conversations without the help of professional expertise from the outside in terms of like making sense of the law. None of us are lawyers, but we can engage lawyers, we can engage community organizations like Neighborhood Legal Services or John Howard Society was there yesterday, and they can be, sorry?
We had a judge.
Yeah, we had the first time a judge has ever come out to the community to speak. He said that himself. He said, I've never been asked in all my years to come and speak to a grassroots community group, always schools and professional organizations, but never to a community. And then he pondered, why not? And why aren't we out and accessible? Another story, I mean, these are the changes we see. We held accessibility and disability community conversation, which Lucy was one of the co-champions. Michael Dolphin has left, but he and her were, and we did it ended up in 2 parts. It wasn't planned to be 2 parts, but it ended up being 2 conversations. And the general manager of London Transit came with lots of trepidation and apprehension about what he was going to hear, and oh God, I'm going to get all these, I'll be crucified tonight. And so even when he signed up, who's here, and oh, maybe I'm going to leave before this person speaks, because he's always speaking out against, the services at LTC. But he stayed, and right at the end of the whole thing, I asked him when everybody was leaving, so how did you find it? And his words were, I realized that we aren't doing enough for the community. Yes, we report to the board, and the board needs to has fiduciary responsibilities, but ultimately we are accountable to the community, and we really need to go back to the drawing table. So his mindset changed, and his attitude changed, and he had a part of the evening was a breakup group that had to do with transportation. And that's what we do. We try to break down some of these barriers. We try to change mindsets and attitudes towards things, because if that doesn't change, progress can happen. So I'm going to also end by also inviting all of you here. Everybody's got 2 months notice. It's like a wedding. Save the date, February 4th, which is a Saturday. We have a full-day conference at King's University College, like the Interfaith group. they have given us space to hold a forum on mental health and mental illness. We have reached out in the community, and with the help of United Way as our working partner, they're not funding anything, but they've been helping us connect. And we've got funding support to provide free meal and 2 breaks for the event, so it's free, and we're keeping it free, and the parking will be free too. But it is a full day, so we ask for your commitment to come from 8:30 to 5, but it is a jam-packed day. There will be breakout community conversations happening on 5 different topics related to mental health. But the idea is we need your voices as a community, but we have to work together with the other community organizations and try to move things forward in terms of mental health and you know, addressing some of the issues here in London.
And all this you do with no funding.
That's right.
So it's
Yeah,
amazing.
we
what
have a
you
zero
do.
budget. We've been existing for 5 years with a zero budget.